Yep. Good evening, everyone. Shana Camps, let's start off. Hope everyone has gone through the notes. The last case we did was the minimum draft. Chalo, other scams on. Let's start off. Let's start off with a problem. Let's get this. Chalo, everyone try this question. Siddharth, other scams on.
Just give me 2 minutes.
Try this question, everyone. Finish off. We'll be finishing off related today and starting with graphs. Who else is missing? First, draw a diagram. Always put a diagram. If you can draw a diagram, you understood half the question. Any answers? Did you get the diagram? See, look at the diagram. An aeroplane wants to fly from city A to B, which is 100 kilometers due north of city. The speed of the plane is blah blah effects of wind. Ever heard about this term, called slipstreams? You guys ever hear this word slipstream? Just like, we have rivers on the ground, right? We call it rivers when water flows. In atmosphere also, we have air currents. We call them slipstreams. So if you can take an aeroplane along the slipstream, right, your speed of the plane actually increases. Let's say if there's a slipstream flowing there at the speed of 80 kilometers per hour, if you take your plane going in that direction, you will get an additional speed of 80 kilometers per hour. So slipstreams are like rivers of air currents flowing in the atmosphere. And there are certain companies which track the slipstreams and sell this data to the aeroplane companies. And every day, right, this aeroplane car routes and all, the companies, right, prefer to fly along the slipstream. Saves a lot of fuel. You can reach your destination faster. So let's say we have a question like something of that sort. The pilot has neglected that. So let's say this is A and this is B, and this was 1,000 kilometers. So this pilot just went north, but he ended up somewhere at here, point C. So he's saying it ended up at 300 kilometers north of east. Northeast is 45 degrees. The plane actually went like this. Now understand, the plane is looking forward. Are you getting it? The plane, if you look at the plane here, the plane is looking straight, but it is going at some other angle because of the wind. How do you solve this question? This is the diagram. Okay, Lakshika said might be right. We have to check. So how do you do from here? So you're looking straight, but you're going to C. Now see, one thing I'll tell you, these kind of problems, right? We don't know how the wind is traveling. Always start like this. Let the wind cut speed be Vx and let the wind cut speed be Vy. So whenever you don't know the direction of anything, always assume Vx and Vy. And the plane is flying with a speed of 500 kilometers per hour. So this is how the diagram looks. A, B, C. So if you look at the plane ka speed, plane will have a speed of Vy plus 500 kilometers per hour. And the horizontal speed is Vx. So from here to here, this horizontal distance is 300 root 2. And this vertical distance, 300 by root 2. This will be 1000 plus 300 by root 2. What I simply did, I divided this 300 into components. 300 cos 45, 300 sin 45. And it is mentioned in the question, it took 2 hours to travel. The time is 2 hours. So in the vertical direction, the distance traveled is 1000 plus 300 by root 2. That is equal to speed of the plane, which is Vy plus 500 into 2. So this will be 300 by root 2 is equal to 2 Vy. So we get Vy is 150 by root 2. I hope this is clear. Similarly, in the horizontal direction, the plane has traveled a distance of 300 by root 2, and the speed is only due to the wind Vx into 2 hours. So Vx is also 150 by root 2. Therefore, the speed will be 150 by root 2 I cap plus j cap. That is 150 kilometers per hour. I plus j cap is northeast. The first option. Again, listen the whole thing. I'll explain. So the first thing, right? We don't know how the wind is blowing. So let's assume horizontally it is Vx and vertically it is Vy. And we know the plane is flying with a speed of 500 kilometers per hour. That is given. So here the wind will actually help the plane to go. So vertical direction where the speed becomes Vy plus 500. Horizontal direction, the speed becomes Vx. And A to B ka distance is already 1000 kilometers. So the vertical component is 300 by root 2. And the horizontal component is 300 by root 2. Cos 45. So vertical direction, you have traveled a distance of 1000 plus 300 by root 2 is equal to speed into time. Time is 2 hours. Horizontal is 300 by root 2 is speed into time, 2 hours. And then you're done. Please check the steps.
Sir, can you show the question? Yes, sir, can you show the next page?
Any doubts on this?
Sir, can you please explain how we got the direction?
See now, I plus j means what? I plus j is which quadrant, Georgia? This is I and this is j, right? And both are equal. So what direction
Yes.
is this?
Oh, okay, sir.
North, east, na?
East, northeast. Yes, yes.
I plus
Thank
j,
you.
first quadrant, so that way. Everyone got this? Arya, clear, na? Siddharth, Anay, clear? Aryan, clear with this? Ali, got this? Looks like some of you have not given the last exam. Who didn't give the last exam? Ali, did you give the exam? Yeah. Who is missing? Who didn't give the exam, last exam? Siddharth, why didn't you give?
Sorry, sir. I felt I was a little unprepared. That's why.
What happened?
I felt I was a little unprepared. I didn't
Unprepared
like.
क्या होता है? You have to supposed to give the exam. We will see now how much you're unprepared. See, Siddharth, if you make it a habit of skipping tests, right, I'll tell you, you will keep skipping the test. I'll tell you one thing, you'll never be prepared. If you're not prepared, score 20 marks less, right? Doesn't mean you actually skip the exam. So final exam, if you're unprepared, you're not going to attend the JEE advanced exam. This is a bullshit reason, okay? I'm not prepared. You had so much time. The topic is over long back. This is all nonsense excuses, everyone. Who else didn't give the exam? You guys don't give the exam, next time you can leave the classes. I will refund you the fees. You can join somewhere else. I'm totally fine with that. You can find someone else who can teach you. If this is the kind of time pass you guys want to do. Who else? Yeah, don't make me look at it and start searching and find it out. Then Dikshita, you're supposed to give Dikshita. This topic is over long back, right? Dikshita, didn't teach you kinematics in your classes? Dikshita, you can unmute and talk. This thing, this is the kind of excuses I'm not going to accept, Dikshita. I'm getting it. Classes में some other topic, matlab, did I teach you something like rotational mechanics and they didn't do anything like this? This topic was over for you long back. And we did it here in the class. So I'm not prepared. They're doing something else. I'll tell you one thing. Your coaching classes, they're going ahead of us. We started the batch quite late. This kind of excuse won't work. Dikshita, you had 4 days time to write the test. The test was online from like what? For a week. You had enough time. Next time, I don't want this excuse. It's a 1 hour cut test. Don't tell me 1 hour you guys didn't get time to write. I think Aryan got 65. I think that is the highest in your batch. But this test was also given by the other batch. Rakshika, you messed up big time. 53. What happened? That was not expected of you. Anai 47, didn't cross 50. Anika is not there. Ali 54 on the borderline. Not bad, but please try to push it to 65, 70. Who else didn't give? Shorja, you didn't give the test?
No, sir, I gave the test.
I don't see your name here. I don't see your name. You're there, you're there. Sorry, 53. You're there. Who else? Arya, you didn't register for the test? Are you registered now, Arya, at least?
So I'll do it today. I forgot actually.
How can you guys forget, right? In the group, I keep posting, register karke. Send me I'll ping me today. I'll send you the link, register. The next test, this excuse won't work, Arya.
Sorry, sir.
Right? Pratyush, you didn't give. Why?
I gave this week's test, the previous one I forgot.
What happened?
So the previous test I forgot.
Why did you forget? How can you guys forget, Ray? Every week there is a test. This is, you guys are not taking this seriously, I guess. There can be only two things. Either you don't care or you think like, I'm pretty good at all this stuff. There's no need for me to write any test. By any chance, you guys have that kind of attitude? But it's not expected of you. Ekansh, why didn't you give the test? You had 4 days, Ekansh. You had 4 days. Tell me you're sick for 4 days? If that is the case, then it is fine. From the day I opened the test till the day it ended, are you sick for all the days? You didn't get even 1 hour of time to write the test. See, I'll tell you one thing. It is not about, that you skip the test. Problem kya na? It is about your lack of commitment. When you guys can't commit for a 1 hour test and do it, how do you expect that, on the day of the advanced exam, you'll write for 6 hours or you will go through this entire process? And tomorrow, when you go to premier colleges like IIT or BITS, you think the other people are going to just sit there and let you do what you want? They'll just crumple you if you perform like this. You're competing at a national level exam. You guys are not having that kind of seriousness. You guys still think this is school. And how much are you scoring? 55 and 65. You guys are behaving as if you're scoring 90s out of 100. I don't want anyone missing the test. The test is open for 4 days. I don't open it for 1 hour or 2 hours. Huh? I don't do that. If you want, I can do that. I'll say Tuesday evening 5 to 6, the test is open, right, for that 1 hour. I don't care how you write it. Because I do understand you have other commitments. So I give you 4 days of time and you guys literally misuse it. I forgot. I'm not in condition. I'm not prepared. The PACE major test is coming up in 1 or 2 months. And once you see the scores, you will feel bad. You cry. But you don't want to get committed. You don't want to put work and, work on this thing. But whenever you see your marks, you'll feel bad. You have time to feel bad, but you don't have time to sit and work on yourself and become strong. And that is the worst thing. Anyways, I posted the paper also. Do resolve and see what went wrong with that. The next one. We have done 62 questions so far. How many of you went through the notes so far? Hands up. How many of you have gone through this entire note so far? Now, others who didn't do this, you need to ask yourself why you didn't do this. And put your hands down. Yeah. Let's see the next one. Please do take things seriously. See, don't think like I'm angry or something. The reason, what, you guys, from the beginning, you start messing up like this. You start finding excuses for everything. One thing I'll tell you from my own experience, not like a teacher, but as a person who lived more than you, whatever habits that you learn in this age, right, this 16 to 20 ka time, you will keep these habits throughout the life. The reason why people who go to IITs or these premier colleges, right, are little different is because they have kept a lot of fight during this age, your time, and these people know, the value of hard work, and they know how to, work on something consistently. And no one is like that. I'm telling you, right? You need to develop this attitude. It doesn't come out of nowhere. I can clearly see it in my school friends ka group and my IIT friends ka group. My school friends ka group is hopeless. Most of them are idiots. Maybe they were good in 10th standard, but by this time, right, by the time they reach the age of 35, most of them are hopeless. I see them and I feel irritated. Because you know what they do? Everything in life, they love to complain. I hate my job. My boss is the saddest. My boss harasses everyone. He doesn't give salary, he doesn't give increments. Then I tell them, yeah, if it is such difficult, why don't you leave the job? अरे वो क्या है ना मैं सोच रहा हूँ I will think about it. After 6 months, again he does the same thing. Again he complains. I said, yeah, 6 months back also you said the same bullshit. If really your company was so bad, why don't you just leave it and go somewhere else? You know why they don't go? They don't have the confidence that they will go somewhere else and can do a job. They are scared if they go to some other place, they're going to kick them right and left. They're happy here. Matlab, they don't have confidence on themselves that they can do something better in life. These are the kind of people they keep complaining. And not only them, I observed many people in my life, people come, talk and all. And one thing that I observed, a person who has worked hard in life, right, especially the 16 to 18, they have a different kind of attitude towards life. Whenever, for example, I'll tell you, there was I think 1 year back, there was a discussion there, and some people are thinking of a startup. When I talked to them, what they said, Are yaar, see, this startup is good and nice and all, but I think this will take around 2 to 3 years for it to be profitable. So we need to make plans so that even if I don't have salary for 2 years, how will I survive? So this guy was planning all that and doing it. It was a good idea. And that guy started working on this in Bangalore as startup. Something similar happened with my school ka group also. I told them about this idea in my school ka group. You know what? Most of them, 2 3 years kaun wait karega. Can't we become profitable in 2 months? Can we find some other investor? Matlab, bloody, these people don't want to do anything in life. They have excuses for everything in life. They just want to sit and everything should fall in their lap. And that guy in Bangalore who started a startup, for 3 years, he literally struggled. He was my friend. I gave him 2 years. I gave him 25,000 every month for pocket money for him because he was not earning it. And I think 2 years back, last 1 2 years back, this guy got a funding of around 25 crores. The startup is going pretty good now. Now everyone says, huh? अरे हमको भी करना चाहिए था. Bloody हमको भी करना चाहिए था. That guy struggled for 5 years with his life, and now he's earning a lot. Everyone wants to see that earning part only. No one wants to that 5 years of struggle. So that guy, when he goes in his BMW or when he goes for a foreign trip, now people keep, again people cry on them, huh? अरे यार उसको लाइफ देखो कितना अच्छा है, he is just enjoying, he doesn't do any work nowadays. अरे boss, he did 5 years of struggle. That's the thing that you guys can't see. I'm telling you seriously, the main problem kya hai na, you guys start an excuse, you will find an excuse for every damn thing. That is the signs of a weak person. Those are the signs of a loser. Failing an exam is fine. You score 0. You gave your best and you got 0. I'm okay with it. I don't care. I last year 0 kyun aaya? Go and learn, see what went wrong. But you run away from a test. You find an excuse for a test. You will give excuse for every damn thing. What do you guys think? JEE preparation will become easy from now. As you go on, it will become tougher and tougher. You need to become stronger. You can't drag the exam to your level. Again, I'm telling you, you decide. It is not about this JEE exam. I don't give bloody exam. This is, you will do something else in life. But problem kya hai na? How many of you joined 11th and 12th, JEE entrance preparation on your own will? You can raise your hands. Or did someone force you? You can put your hands on. Did someone force you? Like, no, tujhe karna hi hai. You have to do this. Someone forced you. I don't think so. Someone forced you. So now you tell me, ask yourself. You are the one who committed that I want to do JEE. You are the one who took the coaching. You are the one who started this. And now, if you're not following your own things, what does that mean? You don't even respect yourself. You don't even respect your own decision. If you don't even respect yourself, bloody, who will respect you tomorrow? What do you expect from the world? Tomorrow, when you want to do something in life, you won't have any confidence on yourself because you're not committed. You have not done one thing in your life where you can say, like, yeah, this thing now, I gave my best in my life. You know why? Most of the people who crack the CAT exam, that is for IIMs, or UPSC civil services are IITians? Not because they're genius people. IITians are pretty average students. Most of them, except the top 100, 200 ranks now. If you see, most of them, right, are very average students. What makes them different, right? The 2 years of hardship, right? These people are like super focused on work. They know, I have to do this thing, so they'll do that. The reason why these people crack these exams, right? Not because they're super brilliant. When an IITian prepares for a CAT exam, how will he think? हाँ, CAT ना preparation थोड़ा difficult है, but मैं fight मार के 1 साल में crack कर लेता हूँ. He starts with a confidence. मैं crack कर लेता हूँ. वो doubt ही नहीं है उसमें. It might just take one try or second try, but I'm going to crack the exam. Where do you think he got that confidence from? It's not some random confidence. That confidence came because he cracked an IIT exam, which is a national exam where 10 lakh people gave the exam. And trust me, that one small confidence will push you throughout the life. Everything you do in life, that confidence will come there. I'm more angry on you guys because you're not having that, lack of commitment rather than not giving the exam. Please don't do this thing. Next time I have a better expectations of you guys. Please keep yourself at a high standard and maintain that standard. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for your parents. Don't do it for anyone. Do it for yourself. Every day morning when you wake up and look at yourself in the mirror, you should feel like, yeah, I am doing pretty good in my life. You know who is the most difficult person to impress? Yourself. You know who is the most easiest person to fool? Yourself. So I think, you should entire life, right? You should be working hard and doing things to impress yourself, not to impress anyone. The day you can impress yourself, right, you'll be pretty happy. And impressing yourself is very difficult. Let's say a question. The next is you do this thing, you don't give a test, you'll get a call from, to your parents, and you're not interested, you please tell us. It is still early of the batch. We will refund the fees. You can find someone else. And if you're coming here, I expect you to work sincerely. See, I'm there to help you. But you yourself, you're not interested, then please leave. No? I have a limited batch size. I'll find someone else. There are other students who are interested. Last year also, we rejected almost 7 students because we didn't have a place. Let other someone who is more interested about studies come. That is if you want to give your seat and you want to, mess it up. Let's see. Take things seriously. And don't think I'm angry at you. I'm scared. I'm not angry. I'm scared. Because every year, June, July, your seniors give the exams and the result comes bad. They call me and they ask me, sir, मुझे कुछ भी नहीं मिला, अभी मैं क्या करूं? It feels very bad. And at that day, every time it happens with me, I think like, yeah, maybe I could have done something more. Maybe I should have scolded the kid more. Maybe I should have told them a little more. Maybe they would have studied. Maybe. Don't put myself in that situation. That is one of the most helpless feeling that I get. That's it. I'm not scolding you because it is fun. Please take things seriously. It is your own life, friend. You do things well, trust me, 5 years down the line, your future self will thank you. Let's see. This is a proper advanced paragraph question. Velocity of the river is 0 at the banks. So we got a river here. In reality, rivers, right, they don't flow with constant speeds. And increases linearly. Till the center. Speed at the center of the river is u. So what is happening? Normally, if you go to a river, right, you'll observe the edges, right, the speeds are 0. As you go into the river, the speed actually increases, and then again decreases and decreases and decreases. So the speed is like this. And at the center of the river, the speed is 0. You're getting, normally if you see, this is how the rivers flow. The river is going fastest at the center. So this point is y is 0. The center is y is d by 2. So our swimmer here is trying to cross the river now. So what this guy does, he swims straight. That is always looking ahead. So this person is swimming straight, looking ahead with speed v. So the first question, find time taken to cross the river. Second question, velocity of the river as function of y. Third question, the equation of trajectory, the equation of the path in which he is swimming. D question, the drift. If he is swimming straight, where will he reach on the other side of the bank? Try this. This will be a proper advanced paragraph question or a matrix matching. So till now, what we have done, all the questions, the river was going with a constant speed, which is not true. This is how it goes. Try. I hope the question was clear. Anyone didn't get the question, please ask. And people who scored less than 50 in that exam, please resolve the paper and see what went wrong. See, messing up the paper is fine, but what did you do after that? That is more important. Do resolve and get your doubts cleared. The next exam is already online. How do we do this? Try. It's a pretty good one. Any ideas? How do you approach this? First one is right, Siddharth. Try. I'll give you a minute more than I'll show you the first two parts. Think how to approach. Just to give an idea, right? The river will never help him to cross the river. Let's see. Yeah, that is all right. See, last thing. When the man is swimming straight, if you see the river, right, the river will never help him to cross the river. The river velocity is in the x direction. So if I choose this as my x-axis and this is my y-axis, the river's velocity is along x, so it won't affect the y-coordinate. So the only velocity which can take him across the river is the v only. So time taken will be d by v. Straightforward, one step you got the answer. Sir. Oh, easy tha. Next thing, what about the y-coordinate? So at any instant, if you look at the y-coordinate, y is equal to vt. Because the horizontal velocity does not affect, the only one responsible is the y-coordinate here. So now look at here what happens. This is the first part. And second thing, look at the word here. This is an important word. The velocity increases linearly. We'll see what it means. This is the y-coordinate of the man at time t, because y-coordinate depends only on the vertical velocity. Now understand this thing. Whenever someone says a linear function meaning y is equal to mx plus c, basically a straight line. Are you getting it? Keep this in mind. We're going to use this a lot. Later on, you'll hear the word temperature is changing linearly, force is changing linearly. Means indirectly saying it's a linear function to the power 1. So here, velocity v is equal to the velocity of the river is a into y coordinate plus b. Here a and b are constants. Now look at the river here. Here velocity of the river is 0. Then it increased, and then it decreased, and decreased. At the center, the speed is u. And here y is d by 2. So we can do this thing. At y is equal to 0, v river is equal to 0. Substitute in that formula. So a into 0 plus b. So b is 0. At y is equal to d by 2, v river is equal to u. So this is a into d by 2 plus b. But I know b is already 0. So a is 2u by d. You're done. So velocity of the river is 2u by d into y coordinate. This is for y from d by 2 to 0. This is the velocity of the river as function of y coordinate. Please check. Similarly, if you take at for y between d to d by 2, at y is equal to d, velocity of the river is 0, which is a into d plus b. At y is equal to d by 2, velocity of the river is u, which is a into d by 2 plus b. It is just simultaneous equations. You have to just solve. If I subtract them, you get 0 minus u is equal to ad by 2. So a is equal to minus 2u by d. So velocity of the river will be minus 2u by d, y coordinate plus u. Plus, if I keep a is equal to minus 2u by plus 2u. This is the velocity of the river between d and d by 2. So we have two functions, people, here. This is how the velocity of the river is changing from 0 to d. Please check. I did nothing here. This is just pure max. Any equation will linear function will look in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So I just wrote velocity of the river is a into y coordinate plus b. A and b are some constants. So first I found between y between d by 2 to 0 and then from d by 2 to d. Please have a look at this page. Any doubts, please ask. Is this clear, everyone? Anay, Siddharth, Sharja, clear with this? Understood what you did for a linear function? Arya?
Yes, sir. Just 1 second.
Can you just keep it on from there?
Yeah. Aryan, clear with this? Pratyush? Ali? Ali, are you there? Ali, are you there? Respond, yeah. So when someone asks you find the something as a function, linear function, this is how you do. Check, I assumed a, y plus b, and I just had to find a and b ka value. So I just kept the values. Now from here we have to find the trajectory and stuff. Let's see how to do that.
Can you repeat on the right side? How did you get VR equals to minus 2u upon dy plus 2u?
I got a ka value na here. This is fine.
Yeah.
Then take this and put it back here. Then you'll get b ka value.
Oh, okay.
You just have to find a and b value. Two simultaneous equations, right?
Yes.
Anyone not convinced with this page, please ask. It's more of a math than actual physics. Clear? Can I go ahead? Now, what is the third part of the question? Question is not over. Find the equation of trajectory on the drift. Now, see what did we got here? We got velocity of the river is 2u by d into y coordinate. Now, can I write like this? This is equal to dy by dt is equal to 2u by d into y, and then integrate this. Is this right? This is a blunder. Why? Why is this wrong? Anyone?
Because there are two equations for the reverse.
Nah. That is fine, nah. You just only do for the first part, right?
But there
Do
are
only for the first.
different conditions also. No?
What are the two different conditions? I'm only doing from 0 to d by 2. So just study for the first half of the motion. No? See, whatever happens in the first half, same thing will happen in the second half in the reverse direction. What is V river here? Understand one thing. This V river is in which direction? This is along X. So you can't write dy by dt, you should write dx by dt. Are you getting the difference? The river will change the x coordinate. So rate of change of x is the velocity of the river, no? Are you getting this? The river is responsible for changing the x coordinate. So this is equal to 2u by d, and the y coordinate is v into time. The y coordinate will depend on man ka velocity. Now dx is equal to 2u v by d t dt. Integrate on both sides. We get x is equal to 2u v by d t square by 2. We get x is equal to u v d by t square. This is the x coordinate and this is your y coordinate. So uv by d t square, and you take y is equal to vt. Substitute here, you end up with uv by d, t will be y square by v square. This will be u by dv into y square. This is the equation of trajectory. It's a parabola. Whenever ask equation trajectory, just try to eliminate time from both of them. And what about the drift? Drift up to center, where center ka y coordinate is d by 2. This will be u by v d square by 4. So this will be ud by 4v. I'll just show you the page again. You know what is the meaning of this? This is how the trajectory looks. The man starts from here. This is how the path kind of, you know, this is how the path looks. It's the two pieces ka parabola. So this is y0, this is y is equal to d by 2, and this is y is equal to d. Initially, the velocity of the river is 0, so the man ka velocity will be perpendicular. Perpendicular, you know, how is the man going? The man is always looking in the front, like this. But he's going along this curve. This is your equation of the trajectory. And this is the drift up to the center. How much is this? ud by 4v. So by the time he reaches the middle of the river, horizontally he has drifted by this much distance. And by symmetry, this also will be the same, ud by 4v. So the total drift will be ud by 2v. By the time reaches the other side, this guy has gone horizontally a distance of ud by 4v. This is the path of the person. He's trying to swim straight, but because the river is pushing him, he's going at an angles. Please have a look at this page. So what we did here, once we found the velocity of the river, v river is dx by dt because it is changing x coordinate, and y coordinate is v into t, where v is the velocity of the man. Integrate this, you got x and y coordinates. You got the trajectory equation. Drift is nothing but the horizontal distance traveled. So if you put d by 2, you get drift up to center. And there's no need to the second part. The lower and the upper both are symmetrical, so it will be in the reverse direction. Please check how we did this. It's a pretty good one. This question should definitely try to do this on your own again. Any doubts on this, please ask. So finding that velocity is linearly changing and all, it's a good question this time. Everyone knows how to do with constant velocities. If you mess it up, this is how it looks.
So, but basically the total drift will be multiplied by 2, na? The
Two
d by
times,
4.
double hoga, yeah, double.
So basically, if you
Basically,
substitute d only, na?
whatever happens here, the same thing will happen here.
So it's like two halves of a parabola joined together.
Yeah, two halves of a actually, this is one parabola,
Hmm.
and this was another parabola.
Oh, okay, understood.
You're getting it, but we want only from here to here, something like that. This is how the path looks, people. Please check. Anyone you're not convinced, any step that you are not sure, please ask. I'll explain again. But it's quite an important problem. In the entire relative motion, right? The three particles chasing each other, the triangle wala problem, the cat and dog problem, and this problem. These three are like little, pretty good. All clear with this? Any doubts? Arya, clear?
So
Sure.
just
Yeah. Have a look at this. Have a look at this step by step. Ask me if you're confused. Ali, are you sure? Confused? Satyush? Rakshika, clear, no? Ekant? Aryan? Clear. Sarja, got this? Arya, can I go ahead? Great. Next one. Flag and wind problems. Now, let's say, how does a flag behave in presence of a wind? Case one, let's say wind is blowing. And flag is at rest. So, if a wind is blowing this way, the flag also will point in the direction of the wind. Kind of obvious. Flag points in the direction of the wind. The same thing can happen, with a smoke also. If you have a chimney here and there's a smoke coming out, and if a wind is going this way, the smoke will go in the direction of the wind. Case two, there is no wind, but the vehicle is moving. So you tell me, if you're sitting on your scooty with a flag and you're going with the scooty, how will the flag point?
Opposite direction.
Opposite, no? Flag is in a moving vehicle. So that means if you take a flag like this and the vehicle is going with V, the flag points opposite. That's it. These are the two concepts. Wind is blowing, you are with the wind. If the vehicle is going opposite to the vehicle, what happens if both are happening at the same time? And that will be the questions we will see next. Please check. Clear? Let's say a question. A vehicle is moving northeast. With 10 root 2 meters per second. And wind is blowing east. 10 meters per second. In which direction is the flag pointing? In which direction does the flag point? Look at this.
So the wind is blowing towards the east or from the east?
Wind is blowing east, matlab blowing towards east.
Okay, sir.
Reasonable question. Should have mentioned it more clearly. Towards east. Dikshita, you are right. Pratyush, just check again. You goofed up. Any other answers? Towards
Yes, sir.
south.
Just 1 second.
I can't share. Right. Dikshita, you goofed up, right? Dikshita, you got a wrong answer actually. I can't share, right? Aryan thing, you also goofed up. Arya 10? What do you mean by 10? I'm asking direction.
I said the wrong thing, sorry. Once.
Yeah. Southeast. Southeast कैसा आ रहा है आप लोग को? See now, I'll just help you with one question. Listen. So there are two things happening here. The vehicle is going northeast. So the flag will go behind, opposite to northeast, that is southwest with 10 root 2. This is due to vehicle. And the wind is blowing 10. So wind is blowing 10, so it will be in the direction of wind only. Then you can just take the components here. This is 45. So this will be 10, 10, and 10. Horizontal, this is 10. So the net velocity will be in the south. So the answer is south. बस इतना ही करना था. Check. If the vehicle is going northeast, the flag will point this way, opposite, 10 root 2. Wind is blowing east, so flag will go in the east. So east is 10 and southwest is 10 root 2. And then resultant of these two vectors is south. Easy? See where you're messing up. Let's see one more like this. Clear? Next one. Next one. We have a river. The river is flowing towards north. With 10 meters per second. And you took a boat. And the boat is going east. With 20 meters per second. Yeah, it is south. And it is observed the flag is pointing towards southeast. Southeast means 45 degrees there. Find the velocity of the wind. मतलब wind का direction magnitude. Meaning you can give an I cap, J cap. Now it is a reverse. So we have a river which is flowing towards north and the boat is going towards east. Wind is blowing in some direction, I don't know. But end of the day, the flag is pointing towards southeast. So what is the velocity of the wind? Give me in terms of I cap, J cap. Let's try this. Root 5. Okay. First of all, say again, remember this thing. Do you know how the wind is blowing? Which way it is blowing? We don't know, right? So how do you start? Let it be Vx and Vy. That's how you always start. Whenever you don't know which way it is going, start with an assumption Vx and Vy. And the signs will take care of themselves. Start from there. Let the wind blow with velocity Vx and Vy. Let velocity of the wind is Vx. I cap plus Vy j cap 10 root 5. Okay. 30 meters eastward. Okay. We have different answers. Try everyone. I'll give you a minute. Try. It's a good one. See. First thing, the river is going up. So you tell me one thing. Just imagine, okay, ship is not going, wind is not there. Forget about everyone. Only river is there. So if you put a boat in the river, how will the boat go? Boat will drift upwards, right? So then which way will the flag point? The flag will point south 10 meters per second. This is due to river ka velocity. So the boat is not actually going east. The boat is actually drifting. The boat tries to go east with 20, but the river is dragging him. Now, the second thing, imagine only boat is traveling, river is not there, wind is not there. Now what will happen? Then you'll go backward, right? How much? 20 meter per second. On top of this, now you have wind Vx and you have Vy. This is the wind. So the resultant vector will be Vx minus 20. This vector will be Vy minus 10. And you're saying it is going northeast. So this should be 45. So tan 45 is Vx, Vy minus 10 is equal to Vx minus 20. So Vy minus 10 is equal to Vx minus 20. We can't solve. How are you guys solving it? We don't have enough data. Anything that satisfies this condition is right. There are multiple answers. There are infinite answers the wind can be. I think most of you took 10 and 20 and finished it off, right? You took the 0, 0 case. There are no answers. So anything that satisfies this condition is right answer. We don't have enough data. Exam options are given. Check from the options. You don't have a second equation to solve. Check. Or if I give you information, the wind is blowing only towards east. Then I can take Vy is 0 and then I can solve. Then Vx will be 10. Are you getting it? I need to give you some more data. If I tell you the wind is blowing only north, wind is blowing only east, then I can get an answer. Insufficient data, we can't solve. But anything that satisfies that condition is right. We needed one more equation. Easy? Got this, everyone? Wind problems? That's what I was wondering. Why are you guys getting answers? Okay. Clear? With that, we're done with the relative motion. The last part in kinematics is graphs. Graphs are kind of easy, but they're also a little different than what you have done so far. It is kind of mathematical, but also a little intuitive. So let's see how that works. So, but in graphs primarily, right, if you got the basic idea, it's pretty easy to solve. So before jumping into it, you know why we draw graphs? Anyone? Generally, I know it is for exam sake, but ignoring that, real life, you know why we draw graphs. Graphs are quite, come again, graphs are, someone said something, no, graphs, they look cool. No, they don't look cool. Then, Ali, why do you think we should draw graphs?
I hate it.
You hate graphs. You hate graphs. क्वेश्चन मैंने क्या पूछा? I said, why do we draw graphs?
पसंद ही नहीं है जान की क्या करेगा.
This guy now will be a dangerous engineer. Tomorrow client comes to you, says that only. मार दो उसको. See, for better observations, yeah. The thing, graphs gives you a lot of information and a glimpse. The advantage is that, for example, say, if I take the world population versus the year, let's say this is 1800 years. Something like this. What can you say from this graph? You can say a lot of things. First thing, if you observe, there are two dips here. Something really went wrong here. I don't know what happened, but I know something went wrong. World War I, World War II. Initially, if you observe till 1900s, right, the population was barely increasing. But if you observe here, the population just skyrocketed. Something changed. And then if you observe, it's actually becoming flattish and then it is dropping now. So you can see a lot of things and say, initially what used to happen, right, before 1900s, There were no proper medical facilities. People used to die of malnutrition and a lot. If there was a kid in the house, right? The probability, let's say in a house family, there are 10 kids. By the time they reach an age of 1, half of the kids are dead. By the time they reach 5, maybe 3 kids are alive. Maybe by the time they reach age 10, maybe 1 or 2 are alive. This is actually what used to happen in 1800s and 1900s ka story hai. That is the reason, if you see, right, women used to have a lot of kids. And normally in a village or in a city, right, if a lady is having 7 to 8 kids, she was treated like a godmother. Like she was given a lot of respect, because the reason for, the whole population survived based on how many kids people are having. If there's a lady who is not having kids, they were treated like they're not treated properly. That is because there used to be a huge death rate, high mortality rate, even till today, right? In the entire world, this is one of the factors. They call it child. So kuch naam tha, I'm forgetting it. I don't remember what is the name, but they'll count like in a year, out of 1,000 kids, how many kids are dying in a year. In all these developed countries, right, US, Europe, and all, it is single digits. People still die, maybe 1, 2, and all. India, it is around, yeah, child infant mortality rate. So I think even in India, it is around in teens, tens or something. If you go to a place like Africa or something, it is in 80s and hundreds. Almost 10%, 15% of the kids die even before they reach age 1. So then what happened? Once you cross 1900s, right, there were better medical facilities, right? People started noticing about a lot of things, like, there was a germ theory. People know infections were coming during childbirths, and that is the reason one of the people are dying and all. Then we had world wars and all. By 1960s, right, the medicine has improved so much, people stopped dying. But then the problem is that mindset in the head, right, that every family should have 10 kids or 7 kids is still there. Now, this is where the mess happened actually. If you see, right, think about it. If you ask your grandfather or grandfather ka generation, right, you ask them, they say we have 7 brothers, 4 sisters, 3 brothers, huge families. But if you ask them before that generation, again, they had only 2 to 3 brothers or 2 to 3 sisters. That was because there were no facilities, people were dying. Here, the population was bursting and there were proper facilities, so no one was dying. And the population just skyrocketed. And as time passed, right, now people are realizing it is pointless to have, like, if you have 2 to 3 kids in the house, it is like having 2 to 3 pigs fighting in the house. Meaning, at least that's what my sister says. It is better to have 2 pigs in the house. They are more decent and more clean than these 2 kids. They keep fighting, throwing everything. They do all kind of shit. My nephew and niece. So yeah, they do all kind of shitty things. My nephew is very bad. When I take class, he comes and sits behind and goes away. He did that once or twice. Then I got so pissed off. Next day, I started playing with him physics game. We played simple pendulum game. I catch him with both the hands and I oscillate him. Then we play road roller game. He is the road and I'm the road roller. So every damn physics concept I used on him and he ran away. So now he's in more control. My niece so far is cute. She just goes and her favorite activity, she opens the fridge and stands in front of it. My mom goes mad, but okay, that's a different story. So and then now the population rate has become saturated. We have something called 2.1. It's called a replacement rate. On an average, if a family is having 2.1 kids, then the population won't decrease. India has touched 2.1. China has gone to 1.8. Japan and Korea is 0.7, 0.8. The population is decreasing now. People are dying faster. So there, so just by seeing the graph, you can tell a lot of stuff. So that is actually why graphs are quite useful in real life. It helps you to explain a lot of data in short time. But now coming to kinematics, we really don't have such great ideals or goals in kinematics, but we'll keep it simple. So in every graph, we have 2 important properties that we can study in kinematics. So if you have a graph, the first thing is a slope. Next thing is an area. The slope will be dy by dx. This is the slope of the tangent. The area is given by integral x dt y dx. This is the area under the curve. That's it. These are the two important properties in every graph. So we have some 5 standard graphs, and then we have some non-standard graphs also. We'll see all of them. So let's see the first graph, position time graph. So listen carefully, they're not difficult, but it's more of an interpretation, figuring out what is happening. Position time graph or XT graph? So in XT time graph, if you take the slope, then XT time graph, the slope is given by dx by dt. So y ka place mein x and x ka place mein time. So what is dx by dt? Velocity. So in a position time graph, if you take slope, it gives you velocity. What about area? Area is position into time. It has no meaning. So just because you have area and slope doesn't mean they should mean something. So that means in position time graph, the only important quantity you have is slope. Clear with this, everyone? Example. What can you tell from this? See the interpretation. The particle starts from x is equal to 8. Slope is how much? Tan 45 with a speed of 1 meter per second. That is a graph of this point. Means you got a block here. X is equal to 0, x is equal to 8, and this is going with 1 meter per second. That is the physical interpretation of this graph. Is this making sense, everyone? Now understand, graph is not the same as the path. For example, see, if a person is going from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to plus 1, comes back to 0, then goes to minus 1, then 0, plus 1, 0, minus 1, like this. You know how will the graph look? Initially, the person will go from 0 to 1, then he'll come to 0, then he'll come to minus 1, then 0, plus 1, 0, minus 1. Are you getting? This is how the graph looks for a person who is going left and right. This is not the path of a particle. Please don't get confused between a graph and the path. I hope everyone is getting that point. Please check this page. Let's see some more examples of this. Let's see how we'll interpret this. Okay? Tell me, what about this guy? What is the interpretation of this? So just describe the motion. What is happening? What is happening 66? Eh? Where is the particle starting from? Particle starts from origin with a speed of √3 meters per second. Tan 60 is the slope. It goes till x is equal to 10 and then stops. Is that making sense? The particle का x coordinate is increasing from 0 to 10 and then it stops. देखो ना, यहाँ पे slope became 0. So particle starts from origin with √3 meters per second and stops at x is equal to 10. Easy? Can you describe this motion? What is happening here? This is a good one. So examine what will happen, there'll be 4 options. For example, I'll tell you, options will be like this. The speed of the particle is always decreasing. The acceleration of the particle is always decreasing, right? The particle will never cross the origin. The particle velocity and acceleration are in the opposite direction. So options will be something of this sort. So there'll be 4 options and you have to mark them. Now you guys think about it. Can you think more about it? I'll just give you some random options. Describe the motion. Think for a minute. You can tell a lot of things from this graph.
Sir, is it the second option?
Second, actually, I told all the 4 options right. So you're not wrong.
Oh.
Look at this graph here. It is getting closer and closer, but it is not touching. Observe this. First thing, look at the slope. What is happening to the slope? The slope is negative and decreasing in magnitude. What is the meaning of that?
Speed is decreasing.
Speed is decreasing. So just to give an example, let's check some numbers, okay? So let's say number is -5. Example, -4, -3, -2, -1, -0.5, -0.1, -0.001, and so on. So the speed is decreasing. So what is happening here? The block is starting from x is equal to 10. How is this going? It is going left or right? And the block is traveling backward with decreasing speed. So which way is the acceleration? If the speed is decreasing, acceleration which way? Forward, na?
Yes.
You're getting this? So here, block starts from x is equal to 10. Going towards negative x-axis. With the decreasing speed. If your speed is decreasing, meaning the acceleration should have been in the opposite direction. So A and B are opposite. And what is happening to the speed? Speed is always decreasing. But it is never becoming 0. The particle is always going towards origin, but it will never reach origin. Acceleration is also always decreasing because the rate of change of slope is decreasing. Acceleration is towards right and decreasing in magnitude. Clear? Check. There, we can get this much data from this. Velocity will be negative, acceleration position. Yeah, acceleration is also decreasing, I can't. If you see now, the rate at which the speed is changing very slowly, right? It's becoming smaller and smaller. All are clear with this? Did you see from an XT graph you can tell this much? Please check. I'll give you one more like this. Sure? Ali, are you getting this? Pratyush? Arya, clear? Dikshita, clear na so far? Perfect. Next one. This is an X-ray graph. So this is an X-ray graph of a particle. So how many times average velocity is 0? How many times velocity, wait, I'll just draw a different one. How many times velocity is 0? Average velocity is 0. Both are totally different things. And how many times it crosses the origin? Let's get this. Neeraj Dikshita, check your answer again. Try. It's a good one. Your C is messed up, right? I'll just make this better weight so that there's no confusion. Yeah. You told less, Dikshita. Tell me more. See, like I said, in XT graph, what is velocity? Slope, right? So he's asking indirectly how many times the slope is 0. Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 times v is 0. So wherever slope is 0, velocity is 0. Basically maximum minimum points. Second question, average velocity. What is average velocity का definition? Displacement by time. What is displacement? X final minus X initial by time. That means find all the points where X initial is equal to X final. So initially you are here. This is your X initial. Again, you come back to the same position once, second time, third time, fourth time. So the answer is 4 times. Third question, how many times you cross the origin? Where is the origin? Here X is equal to 0. How many times you cross? 1, 2, 3, 4. C is also 4 times. Please check. Every time you cross that time axis, you cross the origin. Average velocity is simply the initial and the final coordinate should be same. Actually, if I kept this point here, it would have been more times, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But okay, you got the point. Please check. It's a good question. Simple one, but a good one.
Sir, can you repeat what was the third question?
How many times does it cross the origin?
Okay.
You're starting from some X initial. Now, origin means what? X is equal to 0, isn't it? So these points, X is equal to 0 points. Dikshita, got your answer now? Got your mistake, no? Ali, are you clear with this? Pratyush? Aryan, clear? Sarja, Lakshika, clear? Good. Next one. Can I turn the page?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Next thing. This is point A. This is point B. This is point C. Thirty seconds. Didn't draw properly. 10, 20 seconds. 10 seconds, and this is 0. This is at a height of 10 meters plus. This is minus 10 meters. This is a curvy XT graph. Yeah, that is all the information we have. So question is, first thing, find a particle goes from A to B, A to C. Find the average velocity from A to C. When you go from A to C, find the average velocity. Find the average acceleration. From A to C. In which time interval the particle is speed slowing down? Basically, call it particle speeding down or slowing down. Chalo, get these 3 questions. Again, I didn't teach you anything. I just taught you only one thing. In an XT graph, slope is velocity. But from that one point, we can play around this much. Try. Give it a try. It's a good one. Just try and just get some water and come. 10 to 20. Okay, let's see. Okay, Siddharth got the answer for the first part. 10 to 20 for the third part, Dikshita. Let's see. No, Siddharth, I think first part is wrong. Second part is right. Others answers? Try. Easy one. It's a minute. I'll give you a minute. A to C I'm asking. So A to B है ही नहीं इसमें. A to C I'm asking every question.
नहीं सर, that's the answer was C1.
See this, everyone? First one. What is average velocity? Just go back to the definition. Average velocity is final minus initial by time. What is the final coordinate? Minus 10. What is the initial coordinate? Plus 10. What is the time? 20 seconds. So what is the answer? -1. बस इतना ही करना था. Your final coordinate minus initial coordinate. We don't care about anything else. What is average acceleration? V final minus V initial by time. So here V final and V initial are slopes. So this will be how much? V final is tan 60. V initial is also tan 60. Time is 20. This is 0. Are you getting it? Initial velocity is the initial slope, final velocity is the final slope. Both are 60 only.
So I didn't get how the first angle is 60 between A and B.
A and B. Why A and B?
A with respect to x-axis, the angle which you made there.
That is given, na 60. That's given in the question.
It looks greater than 90, no?
Okay. ऐसा बोल रहे हो? Wait,
yeah.
I did a mistake. No, I didn't draw properly. This was 60. Fine, now then this is 120, 120. They're identical. I didn't draw properly. You're right. This is actually what you said was right. The other side was 60. So slope should be actually tan 120. Tan 120 minus tan 120. It is 0. 60 should have been the other way. Because the slope ka thing is 120 is the slope. Tan 120. Sure? What about the C part? He's asking in which region the speed is slowing down. Now observe this thing. Look at the slopes. So here the slope is negative, then it is less negative, then it is less negative, then it is again negative, more negative, more negative. If you look at the slopes here, again, I'll just write some random numbers. -5, -3, -2. Then you go to again -2, -3, and -5. So if you see from A to B, slope is negative, but decreases in magnitude. Means what? The speed is decreasing now. From B to C, slope is negative, but increases in magnitude when speed is increasing. So answer is what? First 10 seconds. So 0 to 10 seconds, particle is slowing down. From 10 to 20 seconds, particle is speeding up. Please check. Everyone got this? Dikshita, clear now? It's not the second part, it is the first part. You should see the slope. The magnitude is speed. Right? All clear with this? Yeah. So I'll write here velocity at A is slope at A, which is tan 120, which is √3 minus √3. Velocity of B is slope, velocity at C, slope at C. This is also tan 120. That's where the average acceleration becomes 0. Average velocity is x final minus x initial. Clear? Next thing. Velocity time graph. Velocity time graph is one of the most important one because both the area and the slope gives some meaning for this. So let's say you have a curve here. Now in this thing, right, we have something called a positive area. If the area above the time axis is treated as positive, area below the time axis is treated as negative. Simple reason, above the positive axis velocity is positive. Positive axis, the positive area implies it is going forward, negative area implies it is coming backward. This means coming back. Positive area indicates going forward. So the first thing, slope. In a VT graph, the slope dv by dt gives you acceleration. The area gives you integral v dt gives you displacement. So be careful here. If you add the positive area minus the negative area, see this negative means it is just a symbol. Huh? Negative area means area below the x-axis. So don't write minus of minus. The positive area minus negative area will give you displacement. If you add both the areas, positive area plus the negative area, that gives you distance. Because you go front or you come back, it doesn't matter. It is the distance will always add up. So velocity time graph gives you two important things, the slope and the area. Both will give you acceleration and displacement. Check. So every graph has the slope and area. You need to know what they mean. You need to remember them. Okay. Let's do a simple one. Two seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds. 10 meter per second, then 20 meter per second. So using this graph, plot acceleration versus time graph. And find the displacement in 10 seconds. Let's get this. So VT graph is given. You have to plot AT graph of this, and you have to find the displacement in 10 seconds. Remember, in a VT graph, slope gives you acceleration. So indirectly, I'm asking you to plot slope. And the displacement is nothing but area. You have to just find the area under that weird shape. Try 2 minutes. Anyone confused with the question, please ask. Hundred. See now how to do the graph. You just need to find the slopes, isn't it? Now, tell me what is the slope of this line here? What is the slope? Tan theta 10/2. The slope is 5 now. What is the slope here? 0. What is this slope here? 2 and 10. That is also 5. What is the slope of this line here? This is 4 and this is 20. That is also -5. That's it. You just need to get the slopes. So this thing will look like this. So AT graph. So initially slope is +5 for 2 seconds. Then it is 0. Then again it is +5 for 2 seconds. Then it is -5 for 4 seconds. This is the graph. 5 meter per second square and -5 meter per second square. Easy. You just need to find the slope of each line and plot it. The slope in VT graph is the acceleration. And what about the area? This triangle area will be half base into height. That is half into 2, so that is 10. This area will be 2 into this thing, 20. This also will be 20. This will be half 10 into 2. This will be 10. And this will be half 4 into 20. 40. So total displacement will be, just add it up, 10, 20, 30, 50, 50, 100. That's it. Check. Easy stuff. Anyone not clear with this, please ask. All clear? Aryan, clear, na? Anay? Sarja, clear? Ali? Got this? Ali, there? Clear? Last one for the day. Haan, Dikshita.
Sir, displacement means positive area minus the negative area.
But hey, na, but there's no negative area only here.
Oh,
Na, graph mein, if I had drawn like this, na, then you would have subtracted this.
okay.
But the entire graph was above, so there is no problem.
Okay.
Okay. Last one. It's easy one, let's say. Which of the following graphs are wrong? Or which of the following graphs are possible? Which of the following are wrong, are not possible? No matter. Finish off. Last one. Okay.
So can there be more than one answer?
Yeah, it can be more than one answer. Okay. One not complete. Let's see, not right exactly. Right, Dikshita. See, first thing is not possible. Why? Look at this. You are having two positions at same time. Not possible. You can't be at two positions at same time. Same thing. Look at this thing. Time is negative. That is also wrong. Time is negative. Two velocities at same time. There are too many goof-ups in this. This is also wrong. Velocity speed can't be negative. Speed is only magnitude. So here you have taken negative here. So that is also wrong. This is also wrong. Why? Total path length is asking distance. Distance will never decrease. This is the wrong part. Distance will always increase. You go front or you go back, distance will never decrease. All four graphs are not possible. Please check. It's a good one. Yeah, right. You can't have at the same time two velocities, two positions. Speed can't be negative. Distance can never decrease. You think about it. How can it see displacement? You can decrease, huh? But distance you can never decrease. You go front or back, it will always increase. Clear? So on Friday, when we catch up, we'll do more problems. On Friday, we'll wrap up the chapter. We will maybe do another 10, 12 graphs. So we have done almost 70 problems. So make sure to finish it off in case you have not done your classes ka material, do finish it off. If you're done with your classes ka material, you can solve level 4, 5, 6 from my booklet for more practice. Okay, so with this will wrap up for that day. So any doubts in today's class, anything else you can ask me, or else you're free to leave. I'll see you on Friday at 45 at the same time.